some very sad news happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
And that was the death of legendary actress and comedian Catherine O'Hara, who sadly passed away at the age of 71, which 70 young feels young.
Yeah, it does feel young. And also she's been active. It's not like she's been out of the spotlight for a long time and we've heard this news. Like, you know, Beetlejuice only came out, what was it, last year, the film? So, and she was in that. We saw her at the presentation of Macaulay Culkin getting his star on the Walk of Fame only in the last few years. Like, you know, she's been out and about.
Well, she's just been on award shows recently.
Exactly.
She's been on red carpets. She's been out and about at events. Like it's not like, I mean, again, there's obviously some actors who, when they get older and go into ill health, sometimes step away from the spotlight.
Yeah.
But I think it was shocking to a lot of people because we've just seen her on red carpets. We've seen her doing press. She's on The Studio, which has just won a bunch of awards, namely at the Golden Globes.
Exactly.
She was supposed to be filming season 2 of The Studio, so she was booked and busy.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why the studio team has like all bowed out of their press day they were supposed to be having this week, which is fair enough because
of course.
she was such a huge part of that show. And it's kind of interesting to and like beautiful in a way to see the outpouring of love from people, fans and people who loved her work over the weekend, because I think a lot of us remember her from our childhoods, from the Home Alone movies, and like what a comedic genius she is in
Which
that.
is like we get to see her every Christmas because everyone does a rewatch of Home Alone at Christmas, and you know she's in both the first and second Home Alone films. They're iconic Christmas films, so it's like she's part of our family's Christmas in my household, and I'm sure in yours.
Yeah, I remember just growing up on those movies, and like as I got older, realizing like not only is she hilarious as an actress, but also such a good dramatic actress. Like that's one of the reasons people love that movie is there's such, especially in the first one when she's trying to get home and she and John Candy are doing those scenes together on the bus coming
evidently
home.
They improvised is what I've been reading. Yeah, which is just like, I mean, amazing. Both two incredible actors. It's interesting what you said about her being such a big part of every project she's done, and it's true. Like even if her role isn't the lead in something, she's still the one that you walk away from thinking she was incredible.
Yeah, exactly. And there's, she's got such a huge back catalogue of films and TV shows. And I think the thing that was coming through from all of her co-stars was not just talking about her work, but what she meant to them on a personal level. And I think like the Macaulay Culkin tribute is the one that got a lot of people, especially because she played his mother across 2 films, and he famously had a terrible childhood.
He calls her mom.
Exactly. He was calling her mama, and that was just so, and like, you know, when he's a child star, his parents had a whole bunch of kids. They were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. He was the breadwinner for the family. His dad, by all accounts, was like super abusive, and he's always talked about her being this mother influence to him, and when the movie's finished as well. And that's why those photos when Macaulay Culkin got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and Catherine O'Hara was up there, the one giving the speech, hugging him, and then his tribute was, "Mama, I thought we had more time. I wanted to sit next to you and just hear you speak, but I'll see you later."
Yeah.
It was really beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was so nice to see.
And then also Beetlejuice, both 1 and 2, but especially that first one was such a cult appearance. But then also the fact that she found this whole new audience in her 50s, 60s and 70s with these TV roles, most notably Schitt's Creek.
Of course.
And she kind of created that character. Obviously, Eugene Levy and Dan Levy, the father-son creators of that show, Eugene had worked with her many times before, and they wrote that part for her, but they were never sure if they could actually get Catherine O'Hara to their tiny show.
Yeah, and to also, like, for her to pull it off the way she did, which was unbelievable. And I saw Daphne Guinness posted about how that's who she drew inspiration from for the character. Daphne said they'd never actually met, but it was so, like, special to her that she played that kind of influence in Catherine's life, which was amazing.
Yeah, the fact that obviously that part's so well written because the Levys did an incredible job on that show, but they even said so much of it was bits were improvised, the accent she came up with, all of her little sayings and her little mannerisms were all coming from her. And then I think a whole nother audience has also found her on The Studio because that's been such a huge show. And it's just very sad, but also really beautiful to see what everyone was saying about her.
Amazing. And also the influx of like clips from Schitt's Creek
Yeah.
that infiltrated my feed over the weekend, and I'm sure everyone else's. And I think the thing with the Schitt's Creek clip is I'm never going to scroll past without watching it, because you know you're going to have a laugh.
And I also think she just, I was doing the same thing. I'm watching clips of her over the weekend and seeing things. I know there was that one viral clip that everyone was talking about where she's out at the airport and someone's filming her and they ask which role she would most like to be remembered for. And she says a mother, which is really lovely, to her 2 kids. But there's also another clip of her, an interview going around where she was asked about like the biggest difference in her career, in her early career into now. And she talks about press junkets, which I thought was so funny. And I'm like, I was already team Catherine O'Hara, but now I'm even more team Catherine O'Hara, because she talks about young journalists just wanting her to like repeat things she said before that are funny, or like repeat lines. And she was like, I'm so happy to do press and I'm so happy to talk about things, but she's like, I'm used to doing like a back and forth conversation or a round table, and basically saying she doesn't like when people come in and just get her to do, like, she was onto what they were doing, like just repeat funny lines she said before to be cut up into clips.
To chase those viral
And she's
moments.
like, it's not because I'm not funny, it's because I have taste. And I was like, that is the truest thing I've ever heard. And I just love that, because I was like, she's like such a comedic genius that she was like, I'll do anything in front of the camera for press, but like, let's make it funny and unique, not just repeating lines again.
Yeah.
So I love her.
I love her.
I feel like because she was booked and busy, and she was such a huge part of the entertainment industry that everyone's kind of in mourning but also scrambling, like it was so unexpected. And I've seen a lot of reports about like a mystery illness, and like even the 911 call was being released, and I was like, that's not our business. I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't need any details about
that.
her death or anything like that, or her illness. Like, I think the way people have been celebrating her life is the way to go.
That is absolutely it. Like, what we've seen from everyone that worked with her, knew her, loved her, is a celebration of her life, which is just what she deserves.
Yeah.